What's going on, everybody? My name's Tenebris and I'm bringing you dudes a full Tundra campaign walkthrough. Today we're going to go through each of the 6 missions that you'll be able to take part in during the early access for Second Extinction. We're going to start with Homebound, and then we're going to go through Charged Extraction, Research and Rescue, Vestige, Blacksite, and then finally Contact. We're going to kick things off here with Homebound, and I'm going to be using Ortega for all of these missions, but you could pick whatever hero is your personal favorite, or you could just experiment with a whole bunch as you're going through these missions. With Ortega, I'm also going to be using kind of my typical loadout of the shotgun and the assault rifle. And then I'm going to be using incendiary grenades as my grenade. I'm going to be using my healing station as my drop ability. And then all we have right now are health stims, so that's what I'm going to be using as my healing item. Some of these things that I'm using are going to be kind of late game because, as you can see, I'm level 16. But in the end, you'll be able to complete these missions with whatever loadout you choose, as long as you're just kind of following the routes that I give you dudes throughout these missions. Now let's not waste any more time and let's get this mission started. So we're going to pick our drop point over here in Nova Ridge because obviously we've got all 3 of the objectives right close by.
Extinction unit. The lifeblood of the ERA is in essence the dropships that we use to get you planetside and back home to Gateway Cygnus. We have a limited amount of dropships, but we suspect a few built pre-invasion are at the airfields found in the Tundra. I'd like you to bring them home. Once they're accounted for, we shall be able to get them to the station via autopilot. Sarah will, as usual, be your eyes and ears. Good luck, EXU. And be sure to make it back safely.
Awesome. That's Director Pierce. He's kind of like the leader of the ERA. So we're going to pick our drop pod here.
No unnecessary risks.
And make our way planet side.
To some long-forgotten dropships hanging out in the airfield hangars in the area, and it was up to us to go set them free. Get to a hangar and we'll take it from there.
Alright, so Homebound is kind of like the really easy mission to complete. It's the first mission that you take on, and it's really a simple mission. So what I always like to do when I'm starting off a mission is I like to fully stock up my my stims. And so I always go off to the drop station, pick up the equipment there, and fill up my stims to max, so that way I don't have to worry about that later on as I'm running around. Got a couple dinos here. Now, I'm going to start off with the western hangar. I always kind of like to start with the western hangar, just because it's got the least amount of hangars for you to check through. And then when we come up here to the western hangar, there is a watcher over here. So we're going to kind of deal with him real quick here, as long as I can get my target reticle. Oh, of course, we're getting interrupted. Alright, well, hopefully the Watcher will just come on over here now that I've picked off that shot against him. There he is. Hey, dude. You always want to deal with the Watchers as soon as possible, just to make sure that you don't wind up getting overwhelmed by the diggers that they'll call in. Now here it's always kind of like a 50-50 chance between the two gates. Looks like we got it right off the bat, which is awesome.
Fire in the hole.
Now we're gonna deal with that that burrow right there. We're gonna take out this acid raptor. Alright, so, depending on which hangar winds up opening, will decide whether or not you're going left or right here. It's kind of a randomizing factor to this mission. So because we got the right hangar, we're going to be heading on over to the left one to activate the dropship. Again, just kind of dealing with the burrow there first.
Perfect. We found a dropship. Covered in stuff. I'm gonna need to clear that up before we can move it. Taking a stick.
Close one.
Now we're going to clear all the dino gunk from the dropship here.
Looks like the gunk is gone.
Connection is
There we go.
Let's get it out into the fresh air.
Now every time you find all of the dropships in the area, you'll wind up going over to these kind of relay towers, antenna towers, and you'll be activating the tower in order to make a connection back to Sarah.
Looks like all are accounted for. Great job. Now, I just need a better signal so that I can hook into their autopilot. There should be a radar antenna around. See if you can get it working. Great. Autopilot's engaged. Should be headed straight for the gateway. Now to see if we can find more.
Awesome. So, every time you activate those antenna towers, there's a small chance that the antenna tower will short out and you'll have to kind of fight off a wave of dinos while the antenna tower recharges. All depending on what goes on with that, you'll then be able to move on to the next airfield. So I'm going to be going off to airfield A, and then we're going to wrap up the mission with the southern hangar site.
You're there. Have a look inside the hangars.
Now in here we also have a couple more watchers to deal with. Again, we're going to try to deal with them really quickly just to avoid getting swarmed.
Dino down. Black.
Now there's another watcher right here. Easy enough. Now, what I like to do at Airfield A is I like to open up all the doors that I can.
No dropship here. Let's see what's in the other hangars.
So before I start activating any of the dropships, I just open all the doors so that way I can know where the dropships are.
Nope, nothing in here. Let's keep looking.
Now with these two, again, you can kind of get a similar thing to what we had at the last hangar site, where you have kind of like a 50-50 chance of one of these not opening for you.
Another one. Dressed in gunk. Clear it off before plugging me in. Ha! Wow, who'd have thought they'd just be sitting here? Plug me into the console and we'll get it out of here.
Nicely enough, neither of these were locked, so we don't have to kind of do any finagling with that. Now again, we're going to take out the burrows first. Then we'll focus on the dinos. Then we'll focus on the dropships. Alright, now with all of the burrows taken care of, let's take care of the dinos.
Please, stay there.
Alright, so now that we've taken care of all the burrows and all the dinos, we can activate the 2 dropships, and then we can get on over to the tower in the middle here.
There we go. That should make things a lot easier. There we go. Huh. Perfect. That should be all of them. But I still can't access their autopilots without a sturdier signal. See if you can activate a radar antenna. There should be one nearby.
Alright, awesome. So now we're going to be going off to the southern hangar site and wrapping up the final hangar before we can head out for extraction. Now with these missions, I'm not going to be shooting for 5 stars or anything like that. I'm just going to be showing you dudes how to wrap these missions up quick and clean. But I'm going to be having a video on how to 5-star missions really easily coming out tomorrow actually, so definitely subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet for some awesome tips and tricks.
This is it. If they're here, they're in the hangars.
Now you always want to kind of focus on the alpha, because otherwise he's going to wind up boosting all the other dinos around him.
That's a lot of fun.
And a whole bunch of boosted dinos can be pretty tough to deal with. They can really eat away at your health.
Got it.
Great. I'll relay the info to you.
Now here at the southern hangar, I like to, again, just go off, open all the doors I can.
Nothing hiding in here. Another dropship. Oh, covered in goo. Great.
And then deal with things after I've finished up opening up all of these hangars to see kind of what I'm dealing with.
Clear that guns up and let's bring her outside. You be gone. Great job.
Grenade out.
Heal ourselves up really quickly and make our way back over to this hangar over here. And then take out the burrows in this spot. Or just single burrow. Nice. So all the missions in Second Extinction have like randomizing factors to them. So a lot of times you'll kind of get different results when you wind up playing through the mission. Like how many burrows you're going to see in the hangars, which hangars are actually going to have the drop ships, things like that.
That's much better.
Uplink is ready, Sarah.
Alright, and let's head back on over here. Clear off the gunk from this one. And pick ourselves up some ammo, actually.
Uplink is a go.
We'll be able to pick up equipment once we make our way over
Moving
to
it
the
outside.
relay antenna over there.
That seems to be all the ships in the area. I should be able to remote access the autopilots, but I need a more powerful connection. You should be able to find a radar antenna close by. See if you can get it online.
Alright, and before I pick up this equipment, I'm actually going to heal up
Healing
first.
up.
This way I've got a full supply of meds, in case if this antenna winds up shorting out.
Alright, what have we got here?
There you go, that's what I was talking about.
Seems I overcharged the antenna a bit. Could you fix it for me? Got a fix kit ready to be sent.
Dino is down.
Alright, so now we have to wait for this radar antenna to repair up to 100%. We have to just stay alive the whole time. So I'm going to kind of kite the dinos around as much as I possibly can in this area.
Listen, this is useless.
Deal with the flatback too.
Shots aren't going in. Weak point on the underside. Flatback has been taken out.
Alright, there we go. The flatback's down. That's at least the major threat out of the way. We'll heal up here as much as we can. Oh, and we got a watcher, dang it. Alright, so that watcher wound up calling in a bunch of diggers. So we'll have to take them out as well.
It's working again.
Alright,
Great.
there we go.
Great work. That should be all of them.
Now, before we head to the extraction point, we're actually going to clean up these dinos.
Let me know when you've arrived and I'll get you a ship ASAP.
Alright, and that's all of them, I think. Should be good to go. I am going to need to pick up some health kits when I get back to the extraction point, which is just up the hill here. And then extracting is usually a pretty chaotic time. You wind up getting absolutely swarmed by dinos the whole time you're trying to extract. So the whole point of extracting, again, is kind of similar to recharging that relay antenna. In which case, you're going to want to just stay alive as best as you can.
Sending the raft. Quite a bit of dino activity where you are, so it's going to take a bit of time.
Luckily enough, staying alive is pretty easy, especially when you have a whole bunch of fire on you. But either way, just make use of as many grenades and as many different approaches and tactics that you can. Now, in the supply stash here, you actually have like unlimited ammo, so it's pretty easy to keep yourself stocked as you're running around and as you're dealing with all the dinos. Now you can activate weapon upgrades right once you hit level 2. So the moment you hit level 2, if your main is Ortega, I highly advise going for the Dragon's Breath. I'd even say the Dragon's Breath is worthwhile to use on Amir and Jurgen as well. All depending on your playstyle, of course. Now that we got enough dinos around, we're gonna start killing them off. This way we'll get a nice little dump of experience right before the dropship gets here.
This is Sarah's dropship service. Your dropship is ready and waiting for you.
Go! Get on the ship!
Alright,
I need
there we go. Homebound.
The dropships have already made it safely to the gateway, and we have you, the EXE, to thank.
This increases our mobility and will benefit us greatly in future missions. As always, a job well done.
I'd say my performance was satisfactory.
And we probably aren't going to have a super great effect on the war effort here, but that's why you really want to 5-star most of the missions, because that way you'll have a really positive impact on the war effort. But as long as you're succeeding at your mission, you generally won't have an overly negative impact on the war effort. So just try to make sure that you're keeping yourself alive, especially if you're in solo play. Now, next up, we're going to be doing my favorite mission, Charged Extraction. This mission is a ton of fun in solo, and you can also have a lot of fun with it in multiplayer and co-op. We're going to be sticking with our shotgun as our main here, but we're going to swap over to the SMG as our sidearm. And then we're also going to swap out our incendiary grenade here for a cluster grenade, actually. Alright. Now, with our loadout figured out, we are ready and good to go. We're going to be starting off in Tenebris Harbor over here. Seems like we aren't going to be briefed by Director Pierce this time, so I'm just going to leave this up for a quick second here so you could read through it as you want. And we're going to get going. Let's pick a drop pod.
Let's keep it simple today. No unnecessary risks.
Now, even though it's showing the assault rifle there, that's actually the SMG. We'll flip our weapons around so that we have the right graphic going on there.
All right. Sarah, where should we go first?
Hey, Ortega, it's an honor to work with you today. The old mines nearby have been infested with dinos, and we can't let them keep growing in numbers. We don't have sizable enough explosives on Gateway Cygnus, so we're gonna have to find some chemicals planet-side. If you knock one of the old surveillance drones out of the sky, we might find the intel we need to locate some explosive chemicals.
Got it. Let's go.
Alright, first things first, we pick up our equipment, as usual. Now let's take out this,
There's a hollow over
this
there.
drone over here.
If you can spare the time, feel free to take it out.
We're going to kind of just ignore the hollow. Oh, dude. We got a bull right off the bat. Nice. There we go. Now that we've got the bull paralyzed.
It's our work.
Just kind of unload on him. Let's throw out our cluster grenade.
Take it out.
There we go. Now, because of the dinos, the friggin' drone managed to get away on us, but that's okay. We don't really need the drone. Really what we need are the supplies that you can find around the map. Again, focus on the alpha, just to make sure that he isn't boosting everybody around him. Take out the acid raptor. And this digger's just gonna run away, so that's okay. We'll ignore him. We'll let him live today. So now, let's go looking for supply containers. We're going to pick up 2 in Tenebris Harbor, and then we're going to be making our way over to Aga Hills for our next 2.
You found one perfect. Send it up.
Need a payload.
Now, supply containers kind of randomize between each mission, but once you start figuring out the locations they're in, it could get pretty reliable for where you're able to find these guys at.
Container away.
Up we go, and then we're gonna come on over here. There's another supply container right here.
Ha! That looks like a supply container, just what we need.
Sending package.
Container on its way. Great job.
Make sure our SMG is fully loaded. Pop the alpha with a little bit of dragon's breath there. Where's the alpha? Somewhere around here. Unless if we manage to kill him with that dragon's breath volley. Guess we did. Nice. Alright, so let's make our way on over to Aga Hills and pick up the couple supply containers over there. Sometimes you can find a supply container on your way to Aga Hills, and that is always the most optimal scenario. We're actually going to pick up a bit of ammo first, too. The SMG tends to run pretty dry on ammo, unless if you've got the right perks for it. Personally, for me, I prefer to focus on benefiting the SMG's kind of shock ability over giving it ample plus ammo. But that's kind of the fun thing about Second Extinction. With the upgrades, you can really customize the guns to your liking. No supply container along the way. Bit of a bummer, but that's okay. We'll be able to find all of the supply containers we need off in Aga Hills. Gonna activate this camp along the way.
Uplink is ready, Sarah.
Great. Camp is in order. Ready to resupply immediately.
Alright. Pick up some equipment, and we are good to go. We're gonna kind of just climb up the hill over this way and make our way over to the power generator area over there. And you know what? Because this drone over here is just kind of right on the way. We're going to take down this drone so that way we can have the locations of the supply containers just kind of marked off for us.
Ah, you found a drone. Should contain some intel about where we can find some explosive
There's a evac point right here with the supply stash, so we'll use that for our ammo. We've got a supply container right here, and then we've got a supply container over there. So we're gonna go for that one instead of this one. We'll see why in a second.
Send it up.
That's a lot of blood.
Actually, I don't think he's dead yet. Is he dead? Oh, he is dead. Nice. Now, when you're waiting for things like the kind of boosters and stuff like that, you always want to take that time to reload and heal up as much as you can. That way, if you run into any dinos along the way, you aren't caught with your pants down.
Dino down.
Let him hop down first. Alright, so here is the mine shaft that we're actually aiming to blow up. And that's why I decided to come over to this supply container first. Just kind of keeps me close enough to this spot. Now for the fun part of the mission. We're going to be actually going through the mine and trying to bring these mine carts to it.
And the chems are now safely stored in explosive devices. As safely as can be, anyway. Let me know where you want them. The old mine carts should still be operational. They're also our easiest way of transporting the explosives.
Now we're going to place explosives on both of the mine carts. And we're actually going to be bringing both of the mine carts into the mine by ourselves. If you're playing in multiplayer, you can have one of the other players kind of focus on each of the mine carts here. But in solo, you have to kind of do them both at the same time.
Now it's just a matter of getting them inside the super dangerous old mine dino hive hybrid. Easy as pie.
Copy. Moving forward with caution.
Now we're going to follow the first mine cart over this way.
Sure hope they make it out alive. Oh, great! Yes, good progress. Keep going. You're doing great.
Oh, great.
You know, Sarah could have a little bit more faith in us. Now let's hop up here. We're going to activate the second minecart now to bring it down its elevator ride. And then we're going to hop down here and get to the first one and activate it as well. This way, we're bringing both of the minecarts at the same time to the same junction. And we're going to be doing that kind of a tandem throughout the entire mine shaft.
That's a lot of blood.
Now while we're in here, we're going to clear the area out. Now with diggers, you always want to kind of knock down diggers. Either knock them down or use some sort of status effect in order to do damage to them.
Not so tough now, huh?
Now we're going to activate this upper minecart up here. Get it across the bridge first. Activate the bridge down here. Use that lift. Scoot our way down here. Activate this minecart.
Crap. It's caved in. Oh, but you should be able to borrow some of the explosives from the cart to blast through it.
Now we've already got the explosive off the cart. I grabbed it really quickly there, right at the soonest available opportunity. Place the explosive. Watch the fireworks.
It worked! Get the cart to the hive so you can blow it and get the hell out of there.
Alright, now let's activate this minecart. Get that going along. And we're just going to follow this one through. Now the further you make it into the mine, the more dinos you wind up seeing. It's part of the reason why we brought along our cluster grenades. Now we're going to restock here as well. We're going to make our way over to the other minecart. Let's use this junction, activate the minecart, get headed back. Now we're going to lower this bridge over here, bring it down for that minecart right there.
Grenade!
Activate the minecart. Kind of kill off all the dinos in this area. Because we're pretty much at the home stretch of the mine right now. And that's when you start facing the most dinos in this area.
There's the hive. Be careful.
Activate both of the junctions. Get the minecarts going. We are good to go. Just heal up
There.
real quick.
First cart is in position. Now for the other one.
Pick up this equipment. Deal with this
Start the
flatback.
flatback.
That's a good spot. Now you need to arm the explosives.
Alright, so now we're going to kind of ignore the dinos actually for the most part. If you're aiming to farm up a higher star ranking, you can stick around here and kill as many dinos as you want. But we're just aiming to complete these missions really
Explosives are
quickly
ready
here.
to blow. Get out of there.
So we're going to kind of ignore all of the burrows and all of the dinos that pop up along the way and just make our way out of the mine. But I highly advise that if you're going for 5-star ratings, especially on charged extraction, it's incredibly useful to just kind of hang out down here in the mine, kill tons and tons of dinos. Now you can make your way out pretty easy, as long as you remember the route you kind of took down.
Make sure you're at a far enough distance.
Big old explosion. Take down all the dinos that have followed us out.
I guess we need a bit more firepower than Hollow. Make your way to the nearest extraction point when you want to get back. I'll send the raft when you need me to.
And then we're just going to make our way down the hill to the extraction point that we used before to restock at. And we're going to call down our dropship right there. Of course, we got some dino spawns along the way. Now, because we're extracting in an area with a higher difficulty, it means that we need to survive for a little bit longer here. That's okay. Generally, if you want a fast extraction, you want to go to the easiest area, so that way your extraction is nice and quick. But I'm not really too concerned with it, especially because I can kind of do for like a little bit extra points along the way here. Now we need to be careful because this bull is alpha boosted and he will do a ton of damage to us. So we're just going to play keep away for the most part. Heal up as we need to. Alright.
Let's get the hell out of here.
The removal of this hive was absolutely necessary and will help us slow down dinosaurs extraction by the end.
What you've done today will surely be a benefit to us for a long time. You have once again proved yourself an invaluable asset to the ERA. Well done indeed.
I'd say my performance was satisfactory.
Okay, and there we go. Now, again, we shouldn't see too much of a crazy impact on the war effort here. But we got a victory and a major victory, so that's pretty good. Alright, so now for the third mission. We're going to be playing through Research and Rescue, and this mission can be a little challenging when you're playing solo, but I've found some pretty efficient ways to go through this mission and turn it into something a lot easier. So we're going to be starting up the mission, going with Ortega, and this time we're actually going to be bringing the frag grenade with us, and you dudes will find out why in just a second here. So, the place that we're going to drop into is Elton Valley because the first first of 3 locations is like right next door to your drop location, which will make it just a lot smoother for figuring out where the research crew actually is at.
Extinction Unit. We've recently lost contact with the research unit sent to investigate the tunnels dug by the dinosaurs near the foot of Magna Petram. They were attacked and headed back to Gateway Cygnus, but we lost their signal some time ago. Your top priority is to find the team and make sure they're safe. Once their status has been confirmed, Sarah will relay what your next priority is. Good luck.
Alright, let's get going.
Let's keep it simple then. No unnecessary risks.
Looks like this time we're going to be having a nighttime mission, which is pretty cool.
Everything looks clear.
Oh no!
Ready to go, Sarah.
Maybe it's
Hey,
dawn?
Ortega. Hope
Cool.
you're feeling good today, ma'am. From what we know, the research unit were trying to go off-planet but never made it. So we've calculated probable landing sites they may have had to use if something went wrong. Hurry to one of the areas and we'll scan for survivors. Let's hope they're all in one piece.
Requesting payload.
You're at one of the locations. Have a look around or ask me to send down a scanner and see if it finds something.
First off, we're going to take down this drone just to get a couple extra points here. Again, we aren't going for 5 stars or anything, but it's
I
good to
see
pick
a
up some
radar
extra
relay.
points.
You mind reactivating it? Doesn't seem like they're here. Try the next area.
So you can kind of tell where the research crew is because of some smoke in the air. So we can see some smoke over at Objective C there, and that means that more than likely the research crew's dropship is right over there. Does mean that we have to make our way through Voltus Bay, but that's okay. So Voltus Bay is a little bit more difficult than the other areas of the map currently because it has a difficulty rating of 3. So when you're looking at the map, you can kind of see each difficulty rating. And keeping that in mind when you're traversing the map is pretty important because if you're aiming to just power your way through the missions, going through a threat area 3 can make things a little bit more difficult. In Threat Area 3, you're going to wind up with a lot more dino spawns, and the dinos will behave a lot more aggressively. Oh, dude. Stat. There we go. We actually managed to get him before he called in all the diggers. That's good. Alright. Make our way up the hill here. We can already see the smoke over there, so we don't need to call in a scanner. Having to defend the dropship in a threat level area 3 is gonna be tough, but luckily enough we got our Dragon's Breath, so that's gonna keep us alive.
And I'm picking up some survivors too. Oh, phew. Whoa, Extinction Unit? You're here for us? Perfect. No need to worry about the crew, we're all safe in here. But we could use a hand with the ship. Okay, we have to help them. Let me know where you want the fuse kit. Dinos are approaching. Make sure you cover the ship while the fuse kit does its thing.
So again, my dudes, I cannot advise it highly enough. The moment you hit level 2, try to get Dragon's Breath on the shotgun, if that's your general playstyle. Oh, dude, there's so many toxic raptors. What the heck? We took down the bull, which is good.
You might want to change your name from Extinction Unit to Rescue Unit. Great job. Okay, looks like we're good to go. Taking my team back to the station. Thanks for the assist. The director said that with the research unit needing to flee the scene, there's no one to finish off their mission. So I might have told him that we were up to the task, which we totally are, right? Make your way to the research camp and I'll find out what still needs to be done there.
Cool, take it down. Really needed that.
Alright, so now that we've fixed up the research crew's dropship, we gotta make our way over to the research camp, which honestly is actually one of my favorite spots in the map, in the Tundra map at least. As we make our way over there, we're gonna make a quick stop at this relay station over here, because there are ammo drops, and so we'll make some good use out of that.
Reactivating that radar relay will really boost the signal from up here. If you've got the time. Perfect. Got a much stronger signal now.
This freaking guy, I knew leaving him was a mistake. Alright, so when we come into the research camp, there are two dinos that you want to deal with immediately, which are two watchers. One is just up the hill, right here.
The research unit was in the middle of scanning the caves.
The other one is just over here. Oh no, not the time for a superhero landing, jeez. That was close.
Looks like we have to head there too.
Alright, and this flatback is going to be a perfect example here for why we brought along frag grenades.
Grenade out.
Pop down a grenade. Ah, it bounced off him. There we go. So frag grenades are the easiest way to flip over flatbacks.
Flashback down.
And then all you gotta do is blast them in the weak point, and they go down really easy. Now, let's make our way into the cave, where we're going to have to activate 3 scanners. Now, I always go with scanner C first, because it's the easiest scanner to predict where the dinos are actually coming
There are
from.
3 scanners. Make sure to activate all of them before uploading the data.
So the dinos always spawn over here. And all you gotta do is lace the area up with some good old fire. Provided you do have Dragon's Breath. If you don't have Dragon's Breath, you can just pick off the dinos as they spawn in.
Down, huh? This is useless.
Now he's gonna hop up here, use a grenade, flip him over,
In the hole.
Flashback can be taken
finish him off.
Taking a stim.
Now you have to kind of keep in the area of the scanner in order to let it finish up scanning. So you have to kind of like stick really close to it,
scanner sound. Get ready.
otherwise its scanning will reset, which is a pain in the ass. Now over at this one, it's kind of nice because you have an equipment drop and a couple ammo drops right beside it.
Stay sharp. Flashback.
Alright, now we're going towards the middle scanner, which is honestly the easiest scanner to complete. That's why I always like to leave it till the end.
Really needed that. Spotted a flashback. Gotta find another way. Ah, gotcha. Weak point on its underside. Flashback down.
You're everywhere. Stay alive until the scanners are done and get the hell out of that cave.
This scanner should be almost done. There we go.
Now
Nice.
all we have to do is transfer the data. Get out of the cave and get me access to the console in the camp.
Now, if you were going for 5 stars, I'd advise that you hang out in this cave because it's a perfect area to farm up dinos. But since we aren't going for 5 stars, we're just gonna boogie on out of here, call down some explosives, blow up this dank cave.
Dinos are really coming at you in full force. We're gonna have to seal up the cave to buy you some time.
Now I'm gonna call down my healing station here too,
Explosives. Wait, now
just so that I can get some quick healing along
that
the way.
should be the best way to cause that cave.
Getting puked on is no bueno though.
Taking a stim.
Alright. Since we got a lot of dinos here, I'm gonna kind of thin the herd.
Stay sharp. Flashback. Heads up. Flashback. Over there.
Great, all charges are set. Get to a safe distance and I'll detonate them.
So we're gonna kind of bring the flatbacks back into the cave just a little bit.
Take that, cave! Ahem. Okay, now plug me in and we'll get the research data transferred.
And we actually managed to take out all of the dinos there too. So there were none that followed us out. But if any dinos do follow you out of the cave, take them out first before you start uploading the research data. Since we don't have any, we can just get started.
Established.
Alright, I've got a connection. Stay put, this shouldn't take long.
Gonna pick this up. Gonna pick up some extra ammo.
Damn it. Picking up a lot of nearby activity. Upload needs more time, but it looks like the dinos found a way out. Get ready!
Now we're gonna try to destroy all these burrows as fast as we can. Dinos will spawn from other spots, but destroying the burrows will really decomplicate things. You can tell out burrows from the red warning kind of circle thing.
Keep at it, I'm almost done.
The next 15% is going to go by pretty quickly here. Whoa.
It's up! It's up! Woo! The research data is uploaded. Fantastic work! I'm marking down nearby extraction points. When you want to get back home, just let me know and I'll send the raft.
Now we're going to extract over in Lada Plains here. It's the closest extraction point to where you are when you finish off this mission. But if the Voltus Bay is not threat level 3, you can always extract down over on this little island here. Because it's threat level 3, we can't extract over here, so we're just going to make our way to the next best thing. Gonna ignore that drone too, because we don't really need the extra points right now. Luckily enough, there aren't too many dino spawns along the way. Definitely because we're in a threat area 3. There could have been a lot more to get in our way. Alright, so we're just going to come off right by the big comm center. Make our way over here.
As possible, but it might take some time.
Gonna reload, pick up some ammo.
That's a lot of life.
Oh, we got a flatback right there.
Get flat back.
Oh, and we got another one. Nice.
Hey. Stay sharp. Flat back.
Oh, this alpha's a problem, though.
Close one.
You definitely don't want an alpha in the area when you're trying to extract.
Dropship is nearby. Get ready.
Alright, the dropship should be here any second now. There it is. Oh, dude, not like this.
Service. Your dropship is ready and waiting for you.
That was close, jeez.
Healing up.
Alright, we did it.
Not only did you rescue and retrieve the research, you also managed to find an operation proved valuable in our fight against the dinosaurs.
I expected no less from the EXU, but excellent work nonetheless.
Now let's see if we got anything fancy. I don't think we did. I think we just got a 1-star there, but let's see anyway. Oh, no, we did get something. Cool, spore samples, nice.
We'll have Earth back in no time.
Alright, now on to the next mission. Alright, so now we're going to take on Vestige, which is the fastest out of all the missions, actually. It's also, in my opinion, one of the easiest ones to complete. So let's get started with Vestige here. So we're going to be actually going with the cluster grenade this time, and you dudes will see how useful that is in just a minute here. Now with Vestige, it's always best to start off in Altum Valley because you're just within earshot of the objective. We aren't getting debriefed from Director Pierce here, so I'll leave this up for a second so you dudes can read through it as you want to. Essentially, basically, there was a scout unit sent down because they were looking to acquire dinosaur eggs, specifically T-Rex eggs, and that scout unit had some troubles along the way.
Let's keep it simple today. No unnecessary risks. What's up? Let's go. Sarah, where should we go first?
Hey, Ortega. Hope you're feeling good today, ma'am. Transmitting coordinates to the scout unit's last known position. Let's hope for the best. Head over there and see what you can find.
Alright, so now let's make our way off to the scout unit. It's looking quite nice. It's looking quite nice. This is probably my favorite time of day for the mission to randomize to.
Will really boost the signal from up here. If you've got the time, I mean.
Alright. The scout unit is just over here.
Oh no. I'll inform the director. See if their logs are still functional.
So, before we check out their logs, you can find the T-Rex den in one of 3 locations that randomizes with the mission. So, the hope is always that it'll be nice and close nearby, but most of the spots are pretty dang close. So, let's search these corpses and see what they found out.
I see her straight ahead. Should be a clean shot. Tracker is loaded. It's a direct hit. Shit! Get down! She spotted us! Get away!
Need a
It's
payload.
up to us to complete their mission. Sounds like they got a tracker on the T-Rex. If we send down a scanner, we should be able to locate her nest.
Alright, let's activate this scanner. We got some dinos over here. Really quickly pop a shot off. Alright, so it's gonna be over this way. It's kind of nice because this is actually the closer location out of the 3.
That's a lot of blood.
And we got one more guy. Aw, dang, he got us. That's okay. We don't need to worry about our health too much. I think we'll call down the healing station when we get outside of the Rex cave over here.
That looks like a Rex nest, alright. Find a spot where I can send down carriers for the eggs.
Now, I always find it's best to call down both of your
Good little
carriers
payload.
so
Requesting
that way
payload.
you don't have to worry about it too much while you're either killing the T-Rex or running in and out in a panic state just trying to grab all the eggs. Dang it. Dang it. I think he managed to call in the diggers. Yeah, he did. Alright, we'll take these guys down real quick. Luckily enough, we managed to catch him at the tail end with her fire there. Now let's grab our container, but personally for me, I like to always take down the Rex. So we're gonna kill off the Rex first before we start collecting eggs. What's up, Rex?
Oh crap, I think she's home.
Might have moved too far away from the explosions there.
Throwing grenade. 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 Concentrate fire on the throat.
Now we're gonna finish off this Rex here with a couple throat shots. Should be pretty easy. Unless if she sticks her head inside the rocks like that. Dang it. go. Rex down. Now let's pick up an egg. And with the T-Rex eggs, you can only pick up one at a time. Move out of there before we get puked on. And now we're just going to use our shotgun to kind of kill off as many of the dinos as we can. Just to kind of keep them at bay. There we go. First carrier.
We're going to need a few more. Sorry, but you're gonna have to go back in.
Drop off this egg. Grab that carrier. Make our way back. Pick up the last egg, and we are good to go. Drop that off.
Those should do it.
Make our way back to the Altum Valley evac point.
We're gonna get a lot of data out of this, and I'm sure this will help us fight back. Extraction point shouldn't be too far. I've marked them on your map. Let me know when you've arrived, and I'll get you a ship ASAP.
Let's heal up just to be safe, but we should be fine. It's only 50 seconds. Ten seconds left, and we are pretty much in the clear.
The raft should be close now. Make sure you're not under it when it sets down. Ship's here. Time to get on board.
All right, let's get the hell out of here.
Alright.
I mean,
Bada bing,
go,
bada
go,
boom.
go.
Super simple.
Today is a tragic day. The brave people who lost their lives in the name of science should not be forgotten.
However, thanks to their efforts and yours, we may now have the resources and knowledge needed to potentially turn the tide of this war. Well done, EXU.
And so we aren't gonna really be doing too much of an impact on the war effort here as usual, just because we aren't really aiming for those 5-star missions. But luckily enough, we won't be doing any harm to the war effort either, because we didn't die or anything. Did we at least get a victory? Yeah, we did. Nice. Alright, so now we're going to be taking on Blacksite, which is one of the more difficult missions in the game. But I've managed to figure out a way to do it solo, and do it in a pretty decent amount of time, too. So we're going to be going with Ortega, and this time we're actually going to be swapping to the incendiary grenade just for crowd control. Now we're going to be dropping into Nova Ridge over here, because, again, it's right within earshot of the actual objective.
Extinction unit. The scout unit has found an old pre-invasion facility in the Tundra that needs further investigation. Everything points to it being an abandoned, top-secret military Blacksite, which may have been collecting data on the dinosaurs in secret from long before the invasion. If we are to survive, mankind no longer has the luxury of secrets. So I need you to break inside, Find whatever data they may have collated, and get out alive. Sarah will be assisting as per usual. Good luck.
Cool, cool. Alright, let's get into our draw pod.
Let's keep it simple.
Get
No
going.
unnecessary risks. Here we go. Everything looks clear. Sarah, I have touched down and am ready to go.
Hey, felt like going solo, huh? Well, at least you got me. There's an old military Blacksite facility in the area which might have some useful info on the dinos, and it's up to us to gather it. Isn't that super exciting? Busting into a top secret military base? Transmitting the coordinates now. Huh.
Alright, so we're gonna make our way up and around the hill over here. This is just kind of the fastest method to get to the Blacksite facility itself. Sometimes you can find dino spawns in the area, but most of the time it's pretty clear around here. Just up the hill and over this way. And when we make our way to the camp over here, there's actually a watcher to take care of.
Now, you just have to find your way inside.
So just over at this camp here. We're gonna activate this camp just to be safe,
Okay, that does it for this camp.
pick up some
Great work.
ammo, and make our way inside. Now, first things first, we're going to have to
Okay,
activate
you're
this
in.
computer on the
Find
left.
a console so that we can find out what was going on here and get access.
Plugged in.
Alright, I'm powering everything up. Looks like this facility was built to monitor the underground caves. So, next up is finding the facility server room. If we're lucky, that's where the seismic research data was stored.
Any second now. There we go. Now this is kind of a scripted scenario. The raptors will run into this laser wire no
Okay,
matter
so
what you do.
maybe I accidentally turned down the security protocol too. Maybe tread a bit lightly. If we're gonna get that door back open, you're gonna have to find a nearby console and plug me in.
Now let's activate this console
He's ready, Sarah.
and just kind of guard this doorway. Oh, jeez.
Got it. You should have access now.
Please, stay there.
I can't get the gate to open remotely, so you're gonna have to override the mechanism
Now, when you go through the Blacksite facility, there's lots and lots of ammo and equipment drops, so you don't really need to be too conservative about things when you go through here. Pick up an equipment drop. And we're going to go into door A first.
That's a lot of blood.
Now, when you come up into this next area, it's highly advised that you wind up taking out all the dinos in the spot.
Stay sharp. Stop that. Shots aren't going in. It's armored. Flat back down.
Now, you want to keep your eyes out for any sort of leftover raptors or anything like that in the area, because they can activate the tripwire and make things really complicated for you. But if you're going for a 5-star rating, sometimes it's kind of a good idea to actually purposefully activate the laser tripwire so that way you have more dinos to kill in the process. Now, the timing for this is pretty simple. As you can see, it's pretty slow, so you just gotta jump through when the laser is not there. Super easy. And in this room, you can, there's a whole bunch of dinos that spawn, so it's good to just take them out in the process. And we're actually going to pick up the ammo in this area. It's somewhere around here, right here. Just to keep yourselves nice and stocked as we go into the next room.
Established.
Alright, one down. Find the second console.
Now, in here, there's another watcher that you'll want to take care of. Just on your left-hand side. We're hitting some weird hitbox there.
Still got it, Ortega.
Now, this tripwire's got a little bit trickier timing, but it's pretty easy to get through. And then here we activate the next console,
Uplink is a go.
get through,
Did it! The gate's opening.
and now we can enter the server room. And this is where things get pretty
This
tough.
sure is a top-tier facility. Okay, find a console to plug me into, and I'll try to expose the servers. Alright, the servers are stored in those cooling tanks, but it seems to be huge amounts of data. Transmitting it would take hours. So our best bet is going analog and sending the servers themselves. This room should be connected to a platform outside. If you call down some payload carriers, you should be able to move the servers outside and send them to the gateway. This area will be perfect. Mark a spot, and I'll send down the carriers.
Alright, so what we're going to do, I'm going to walk you dudes through it before we start actually getting to things. We're going to call down the carriers outside of this door, so that way we can get to these back servers a little bit quicker. And then once we're done picking up everything out of these 2 servers, we're then going to call down more containers over on that side, so that then we can pick up the servers on this side. It's a little complicated, but when you see me do it, it'll make a lot more sense.
Need a payload.
So we're going to call down the 2 carriers.
Patching up.
That should be enough. Let's unveil the servers.
come on over to the console.
Plugged in.
Voila! They're opening. And there's a timer.
Now, I always like to start on the far side because it just kind of
We triggered a
simplifies
safeguard
things.
mechanism. Okay, hurry. Get as many servers as you possibly can before they go into lockdown. Hurry!
Pick up
Grab
both
as
of
many
the
servers as
servers.
you can before time runs out.
Come on through. Pick up both of these servers. Pick up both of those servers. Boom, there we go. There's the first carrier finished. Now it's an absolute mess of dinos, so this is where the incendiary grenades come to play.
Grenade. Heads up. Flashback. Over there. Huh.
Gonna jump on over here. Oh, he managed to catch us. Jeez. Dude.
Ah, really needed that.
Oh, and we're getting body blocked. Jeez, man, jeez. They make it tough. They definitely made this mission tough. So now we're gonna call down 2 more carriers right
Requesting
here.
payload. Grenade out.
Now we're gonna heal up and just kind of keep on top of our health here. Ah, dude. Not a good time to get paralyzed. Let me through. We're actually gonna pick up this equipment drop over here just to make sure that we have enough stims to make it through. But we got 2 minutes left. They give you ample plus time to pick up all of the servers in this mission. Pick up the 2 on the far side here. Seems like our second carrier didn't come down. That can happen from time to time. Heal up here.
Taking a stim.
Now it's good to kind of keep track of what servers you've picked up. So the last 2 servers that I need should be just right over here. Oh, nope, okay, there was 2 more. Jeez. Nice. Which should be just over on the far side of this room. Yeah, there we go. Look at that.
Managed to get everything we need.
20 seconds to spare.
Servers just made it to the gateway, so with luck, we'll dig out some really useful data. Great work. Signal me at an extraction point, and I'll get you home to the gateway ASAP.
Now we're just gonna get on out of here, but again, if you were going for 5 stars, you could farm at this point and get yourself a whole bunch of research points.
Spotted a flatback.
For me though, I'm not too concerned about it. We're just gonna get on out of here.
Servers are approaching the gateway as we speak. Make your way to the nearest extraction point when you want to get back. I'll send the raft when you need me to.
And we're just gonna use the drop point that we came in
I'm
at.
sure the director would be happy if we took care of it. Up to you.
Now, you gotta be careful about cliffs. I've definitely killed myself falling off of cliffs a couple times. If you need to, just retrace your steps back to the original drop point. But for me, I kind of like taking the side route over here. Now when you're coming back this way, there is actually a watcher that you need to pay mind to. Oh, and he started calling like way before I was ready. Jeez. Alright. And we're just going to make our way up past these hangars here and right back to the drop point. We're going to be followed by a few dinos, but it's pretty okay. Actually, it seems like we aren't, which is nice. Now, this drop point can be a little hairy, but it's nothing too complicated, especially if you're using any sort of fire.
The raft will be there as soon as possible, but it might take some time.
As I said in my tips video, fire is one of the best methods of crowd control in this game. Gonna heal up here. Oh, jeez. We got puked up.
Stay sharp. Flat back. This is useless.
Oh, dude. Dude, not like this. Alright. We're gonna kind of back off. We got quite a good chunk of healing in out of that.
Dino, he's down.
Oh, dude. And an alpha. Oh, man. They're making this extraction tough.
Gotta find another way.
But we got 5 seconds left,
Dropships
so
nearby. Get ready.
good to go. Got plenty of stims here. Here comes the dropship. Stay clear of its landing zone, because you can get killed by it pretty easy.
The raft is here. Time to go.
Alright, we're out.
The contents of those servers remain confidential and discussed. And if so, it will all be thanks to the EXU.
If we find nothing of worth, it is still a mission finally executed. Well done.
Alright, let's see what we get. If we get anything at all. Nothing too special, but that's okay. You get the best rewards for 5-starring missions. Do we get any sort of victories here at least? Hey, there we go. Nice. Alright, now on to the last mission. Alright, so now we're going to go on to Contact. And for Contact, you could see that all of the mission objectives are kind of situated around Lada Plains here. So we're going to drop into Lada Plains, and for Contact, we're going to take along pretty much the same loadout, but this time I'm going to take along the carbine with me because it's my personal favorite weapon to take down T-Rexes with. All of the perks of like weakness, exploitation, lead poisoning, Black Widow, and infectious all really tie together super well for taking down T-Rexes. Now into Lada Plains we go. Alright, so we aren't getting debriefed by Pierce here, so I'll let you dudes read through this at your leisure here. And let's go.
Let's keep it simple. No unnecessary risks.
mission to realign the dish in the comm center. But before we can get to that, we're gonna need to restore the power. I've sent you the coordinates to the nearby power stations in the area. Pick one of them and make your way to it. Sarah out.
Now we're going to be making our way off to the power generator C over here. And after we're done clearing out C, we're going to go off to A. Just going to make our way over to C really quickly here. Over at C, because it's in Voltus Bay, it's a little difficult to get through at this point in time. But if the difficulty's lower, it's definitely one of the fastest ones to go to. I kind of like it right now because of the high difficulty, though. There's like a set spawn of an armored Triceratops in this area, right over there. And it provides for a fun little fight in this location. Now, first things first, we're gonna try to clear the area as much as possible here. Now, for armored bulls, you really want to bring along some sort of explosive. Since I don't have one, I'm just going to use fire chip damage and attempting to shoot its weak point. Nice. Oh, jeez. This bull is causing a whole bunch of problems for me and the dinos. Let's work our way around here. There we go. That's the bull down. Oh, and we even got a pristine thing from him. Sick.
Connection established.
Great. I'll get to work on this. You just focus on staying alive.
Alright. Now, there's some fun things that you can do as Ortega during this mission.
Looks like we need to reset the breaker on the generators. You should be able to find a switch.
I'm not sure if you can make this jump as other characters, but I kind of like to hop on over here.
Matching up.
The generator should be ready. You know what to do.
Oh no, I missed the jump. Jeez. Normally you want to just kind of hop back and forth between the generators
Perfect. Power should be rerouting.
and that single spot. There we go.
Another generator is ready. Get to that switch. Got it. That does it for this one. Make your way to another power station.
Now, if you were going for 5 stars in this mission, I'd advise sitting around here and doing a little bit of farming. But because I'm not going for 5 stars, I'm just gonna make my way back to Power Station A over here. Now there's a camp on the way.
Up ahead. You up up for an egg hunt?
So we're going to stop off at this camp, activate it really quickly to get just a few extra points, and pick ourselves up an equipment drop.
Uplink is ready, Sarah.
Great. Camp is in order.
Just to
Feel free to
restock our
resupply if
healing
needed.
stims. There's also this camp over here, in case if you want to use that. Find the safest way down here. And make our way around into Power Generator A. Now, Power Generator A can be a little tricky, because there's lots of dinos that spawn for this one.
Alright. Should be a console somewhere. Find it and plug me in.
Uplink
But
is
it
a
puts
go.
you into a really nice position to make your way back to the comm center.
Generator is up and running. Get over there and flip the breaker switch.
We're just gonna let that explode first, just to be safe.
Great.
Here we
Generator
go.
is rerouting.
Fire damage can be just as dangerous to your character as it is to the dinos. Does a lot more damage than what the Acid Raptor's vomit does. While we're waiting, we'll just take this down. In the meantime. Kind of reduce the amount of dino spawns by a little bit.
Alright, good job.
Alright. And this generator should be good to go in just a second here.
Another switch needs flipping.
Nice.
And done. Power should be redirected now. Get to the comm center and we'll see if we can recalibrate that radar dish.
And again, we aren't going to hang around and kill any of these dinos. But if you're shooting for 5 stars, you definitely want to. Now, we're going to make our way up the left-hand side here. And make our way into the comm center. Now, the comm center can be pretty tricky. There's lots and lots of dino spawns. But it's also kind of like a double-edged sword. So not only are there a lot of dino spawns that can get in your way, but there's a lot of dino spawns that you can just farm. Use them to get tons of crafting mats. And lots of research points. So it seems like we've actually been kind of followed here. That's okay. That should take care of most of them, at least.
Okay, find the main circuit breaker and when everything's all powered up, we'll take a look at that radar dish. Great, it's starting up. Should be ready in a bit.
Now, we're gonna deal with this alpha here,
Lots of activity around you.
because he's gonna be a problem.
The station should
But at this point, you'll want to close both of the gates as well. That alpha should go down in a second, right there. Awesome. And now let's close up the second door over here.
One gate down.
Alright. Now, at this point, we're going to actually kind of kill off all of the dinos in the area before we do the next objective marker.
So shut. Hopefully that'll keep them off for a bit. Connect me to the main console and I'll realign the dish.
Visual.
Now, there's equipment over here that is super useful to pick up. And there's ammo over on this side, so we're gonna go over here and pick up the ammo. Restock our shotgun that way.
It's armor.
Oh, jeez. Now we're gonna use our poison to full advantage here.
Gotta find another way.
Take down this bull.
Gotta find another way. Hold down. Bull has been taken out.
And there we go, that's both of the bulls down. Now we just have a couple raptors left. Nice. Alright, now we're gonna restock our ammo real quick. We're doing pretty okay on our health stems and everything.
Plugged in.
Activate this
The dish
computer.
should be realigning. Wait, I'm picking up activity. Lots of activity. Oh no! Get ready. They found a way in.
Alright, now the big T-Rex fight. We're gonna really quickly throw down a fire
Heads up,
grenade.
they're everywhere.
Oh, kind of cornered there. You gotta be really careful to not get cornered in this area. It's really easy to have that happen, and the T-Rex will just totally wreck you if you do.
I'll work as fast as I can. Stay alive.
Now this little tunnel's nice, and you can kind of cheese things through this tunnel, but I advise you don't. I advise you fight the T-Rex using your mobility and using the location. For some reason he's just chilling there. Oh dude, okay, that's why. Alright, let's get him out of that spot. Those blue energy waves that they shoot out can be super tough to deal with.
Yeah, dish is aligned. We did it. Extraction point shouldn't be too far. I've marked them on your map. Let me know when you've arrived, and I'll get you a ship ASAP.
Well, we just gotta kind of deal with the fact that the Rex is trying to energy blast us to death up there. There we go.
Got the Rex.
Now you don't want the Rex to fall on you once it's dead, because that does a ton of damage and a lot of times can wind up killing you unintentionally. But now that we've taken down the Rex and we've completed the mission, we can just run on out of here. There are a whole bunch of raptors and a whole bunch of bulls and stuff like that along the way, but you could generally just ignore them.
You're in a bit of a tricky area, but the raft is on its way.
Or you could farm them if you want to. That's an excellent spot to farm dinos. 20 seconds left. I want to try to take down this bull in the meantime.
Gotta find another way. Bull has been taken out.
Awesome. Now this area will just keep spawning bulls, so we're gonna kind of ignore this last one. Got our dropship coming in any second now. Stay clear of the landing zone.
Ship's here. Time to get on board.
I will get one of the rats. Now!
And out we go.
With comm center echo online, we are now much closer to reconnecting with the other.
This is a big step towards resuming the work that was started even before the invasion, and a tremendous leap towards reclaiming our home.
Alright, and with that, that's all the missions right now for the Tundra campaign here in Second Extinction. So there you go, my dudes. That's the first full walkthrough of a campaign for Second Extinction. And in the future, I plan on doing full walkthroughs for all of the campaigns as they come out and as they're released. But if you found this video helpful, maybe hit that thumbs up button, and if you enjoyed it and you're new to the channel, maybe consider subscribing. But for now, I've been Tenebris. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you dudes in the next one. Until then, peace.